We're not trying to make too big a deal about this, and I could see people saying you guys are being overreactive. I would rather look like a fool for you guys than to look perfect all the time and polished and not get my point across.
Amen.
I will be a fool for you, the Apostle Paul says, if that's what needs to happen. I will be a fool!
Okay. Put that hat back on.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
And this is the Paul and Morgan.
The Paul and Morgan Show.
So today's video, 5 ways casual dating leads to compromise. Is it an intense title? Kind of.
Is it an intense topic?
Kind of. Yes.
Before we get into that though, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell. We make Christian videos on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
We want to give a shout out to our patrons.
Thanks,
we
guys.
love you all so much. Seriously, you guys are the reason we've been able to do this as long as we have been.
Yeah.
You all have supported us monthly, financially, and it is just like amazing. Like, this is the community of God, brothers and sisters getting together and supporting one another, and we see that, we recognize it, and we are amazed by it. So thank you guys so much. We love you. If you want to become a patron and support what we're doing here on this channel, click the link below or type in patreon.com/Paul and Morgan Show.
All right, Morgan, are you ready for the first way that casual dating leads to compromise?
Yes, I am.
It's when you have no end goal. And I just feel like it's so accepted in our culture. All right, I'm settling into dating now. Mm-hmm. Her and I are dating. The dating stage, like, of course you should have peace throughout it, but it's not something to settle into and become the end goal. Like, marriage is the end goal.
The purpose of dating should not be just to date around, just to have a little fun here and there. Like, the purpose of dating, in my opinion, is to find a person, look at their life, see if their life lines up with your life. Does their belief system line up with my belief system? Yes, it does. Okay, now I'm gonna look at their life and see how they really live out their belief system. Is it true? Like, are they solid in the Lord? Yes, they are. Okay, I can see myself with this person. No, they're not. They're shaky. They are immature. They still have a lot of things to work on. Okay, I'm gonna step away because I don't see myself with this person. Not, well, I'll just wait around and keep dating them. Maybe they'll change. I bet I could change them a few years down the road. They're still the way they are.
Dating is a phase that ultimately you're passing through to see, is this the person I want to marry? Not you're settling into, now we're dating for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And that might sound harsh. You know, we're giving our thoughts on this. Dating, marriage, relationships are a big deal. Of course, have fun with them.
All right, way number 2 that casual dating leads to compromise is you get too comfortable.
Oh.
When you're casually dating and there's no goal of marriage in sight, and you just are with this person, you might end up being with them for a long time. Like, I'm talking years maybe.
Oh yeah.
And
that's not uncommon at all.
Yeah. And the longer that you're around someone, the more comfortable you become, and the easier it is to cross boundaries.
I know this person so well. I know them better than anyone else. I know all their secrets, and I love them, and we have such a strong emotional attachment. The natural progression as those things occur is, I want to be with this person. I want to be intimate with this person.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's wisdom in fighting those urges off day after day when you really should have decided, are we going to move on into marriage or break it off because it's not right?
When you're casually dating, those urges are going to pop up a lot more than they would if you were intentionally dating. Yeah, those urges might pop up, but you've set boundaries. You've reminded yourself that these urges are going to come up, but I've got things in place to make sure that I don't cross or give in to those urges too early. The Bible says, do not arouse or awaken love before it so desires. And casual dating, you're arousing and awakening those desires.
And real quick, guys, we keep mentioning casual dating, and obviously the alternative to that, the better way, is intentional dating. If you're interested in going deeper, this is a short pocket guide that we wrote, Intentional Dating, Your Need to Know Questions Answered. Get it on Amazon. We'll link it below.
A girl posted a shot of the book that she bought from us and said, singles, dating, engaged, This book is for you. I know it says intentional dating at the top, but if you ever want to date or even want to have a good marriage, it's for you. It puts a godly perspective on how to date and keep it in God's hands. And I agree with 99% of everything they said in their book.
99% approved. All right, the third way is kind of in the title. If you're casually dating, you're not taking things very seriously. And once again, I'm not saying this needs to be this super heavy, like you're overthinking everything type of thing. Dating doesn't have to be like that, but it is something to be intentional about and take seriously.
You know, I personally went into a relationship in my past, and although I felt like I was taking it serious, I ended up, like, looking back at it, I can just see, like, I was super casual about it. Like, we sat down and had one conversation, our whole relationship, basically, at the very beginning of it, and we were like, yeah, like, we don't want to have sex before marriage. And that's like it. That's it. That's all we said. We didn't like say we are saving sex for marriage, and these are the boundaries and the like things that the safeguards that we were going to place up in our lives so that we do not have sex before marriage.
And that would be super weird to so many relationships because so many people approach them casually. Yeah. So it's like, hey, you want a date? Okay, sweet. And then you're like, yeah, and can we write out our boundaries and discuss them? And then the other person's like, what? We're just casually dating.
Yeah. So find someone that is also intentionally dating. And I would just challenge you guys, like, to really take a look at your own life and your own, like, dating history to see, like, do you think that you're being serious, like taking dating serious enough? Are you being intentional enough? Or are you like me, where I thought I like was serious. I thought I was taking it seriously, but like looking back at it, I didn't do anything to actually like prevent something from happening before it should happen.
Being serious about dating doesn't mean the stars have to align and everything has to feel 100%. Some of you guys actually need to get a little more bold about asking more girls out and getting to know them, but that's a different video. It just means when you start pursuing, like, are you serious in the way you're pursuing her? So the fourth way that casual dating leads to compromise is...
it often starts too young.
Yes, this is very preventable.
You guys start dating and you're like 12 years old. I'm sorry, are you getting married at the age of 13? No, didn't think so.
We're not going to tell you an age that you have to be, but like
12 is a little young.
Let's be practical here. You know, if dating is for the purpose of finding who you're going to marry, why are you dating when you're 13 years old? Yeah. When you're 15 years old? Like,
I know 2 people in my whole life that met their sweetheart in high school. I know a lot of people. And I only know 2 couples that got married in high school. I'm not saying that that can't happen, but I am saying that's the exception, and that usually high school, middle school dating leads to an insane amount of heartbreak. And heartbreak is the worst. It is the worst pain ever. Like, seriously. Okay, maybe not ever. But it is so tragic. And you can feel it in your whole body for months sometimes.
And it's not something that we wish on you guys.
No.
And when you compound heartbreak with you've compromised sexually, you've compromised your purity, like... that's just, young people don't need to be going through that. It's not God's best for you guys.
The world would have you believe that you have to be boyfriend and girlfriend with the guy that you like, or the guy that you get along with in class, or the guy that you think is cute. Like, you don't have to date them. Like, you don't have to become intimate with them. Like, you could just be friends with them. Like, it really is possible, you all. I know it's not easy with the world that we live in right now, but like, it is possible. And I promise you, which Paul doesn't like making promises, but I promise you that it will be so much more beneficial for your life if you hold off on dating until you are genuinely ready to look for someone that you can marry within the next year or so. And just like the things that I've heard and seen happen to young girls that are 13, 14 years old, and they've already had 4 or 5 boyfriends that are serious, like, and they've already given themselves away to 3 out of the 5 of them. It's just like, what? Where are they going to be when they're 23? Like 10 years from there, if they're already casually dating right then and there, like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's devastating to me. And the idea that they're going to have to carry around that much heartbreak for a while, and just all of these, like, this bond with so many people around for the rest of their lives, or at least for a really long time, like, that is, like Paul said, it's not God's best for you. It's not God's will.
And we're looking at the major normalities here, because like Morgan said, there are exceptions, and you could be an exception, but really listen to what we're saying, because what we're saying is the norm in our culture and young people today. Morgan, hit us with the 5th way that casual dating leads to compromise.
When you're casually dating, you are casually crossing boundaries with probably multiple people. If you casually date for 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, you are possibly being casually intimate with multiple people. And that is, like I said, not God's best. And that's dangerous. And it's sad.
You're being intimate on whatever level with some other guy's wife, some other woman's husband. When you're thinking about your future wife or husband, you don't want them getting physically intimate and kissing and touching other people that aren't you.
And creating that bond that God intended for one man and one woman, like with multiple people. Yeah,
you're giving part of yourself away, part of your purity and your special sexuality. Like, you're giving parts of that away each time. And God can renew it. Like, God forgives and he makes us pure, but nevertheless, like, you still are giving part of yourself away to each one of those people. And I could understand some of you saying, okay, but like a kiss, how much is that given away? And we don't have to like go into it, because there are kisses on the cheek that are pretty innocent, obviously. But you know what we're saying. Like, when you're starting to make out and get physical and get touchy and leading to sexual acts, like, you're giving parts of yourself away there.
And we get that, like, casual dating is fun. Like, I casually dated for a time, and it was fun, and it was laid back, and it was easy. But, like, in the end, there was no fulfillment. Like, I still felt kind of alone, because it wasn't, like, real. It wasn't deep. It wasn't purposeful. When things have a purpose, they feel so much more important. They feel so much deeper and meaningful. When you have a goal, an end goal, you just like have more drive to like stay on the right path and to reach that goal. The enemy loves to sugarcoat sin.
And he'll do subtle things to get his foot in the door that will lead to bigger, more destructive things. So the Bible says, don't give Satan a foothold. Take these things seriously.
Don't give Satan a foothold by going into dating super casually, and then you wind up losing your virginity and you're like, how did this happen?
We're not trying to make too big a deal about this, and I could see people saying you guys are being overreactive, you're being judgmental. Comment below and let us know like your thoughts. But our point is, we look at young people today, we look at culture, we look at the statistics, we look at so many Christians that said, yeah, I went into dating and I did not want to have sex, but then I had sex because I didn't take it intentionally. We're looking at those things and we feel compelled because this is such a big deal. The Apostle Paul talks about sexual purity so much in the New Testament. It's like one of the main things he talks about, because sexual stuff impacts so many other things. And when you're sinning sexually, it is putting a divider between you and God. So yeah, that's why we feel compelled to talk about this passionately and perhaps be a little overly passionate and maybe coming across a little too hard on it. Like, we're just saying we'd rather be a little overly cautious than a little under cautious and passive. If that makes sense.
Guys, we love you all so much. We really are coming just from a heart of caring, of genuine just care, and like a little bit of heartbreak, just like Paul said, because we're just seeing so much brokenness, not just in dating, but in marriage. How do you think that you're going to have a healthy marriage if you don't know how to date healthily? You have to, like, come on, we got to start somewhere, and dating is where we need to start if we want a healthy marriage.
She's right.
Well, honestly, yourself is where you need to start, but that's another video. So.
All right.
Comment below and let us know what you thought about this topic. Did you think we were being too harsh? Did you think we were right on? Did you think we should be harsher?
Add to the discussion below and let's encourage the fam.
Yes. Give this video a thumbs up if you appreciated us talking about dating. It's been a little while.
Feels good. All right, guys. We love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll catch you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free.
I know all their secrets. Okay, scratch that.